like I don't. It doesn't
So
even
so
seem like we're pulling in that package.
well, it's TeleIRC. So it's this happens when we. Oh, what do you mean the XSys package?
Yeah, or X crypto. Like neither of those get pulled in. So I
I
don't
think
know.
so. I'm like I am 90%. So Justin, I don't know if you saw this issue
I'm
yet.
looking at it now.
Um, basically they were using the Node version for a while, and then everything was fine. And now they're trying to work with the Go version, and they're getting these errors here, and they're asking like they're using OpenShift, and they're trying to fix the issue that they're having. Um, I'm 95% sure that this is a Go versioning error. Um, and even if it is, I think we have a few questions that we need to ask. One of them being, are they running their own? Like, are they using our Docker images, or did they make their own? Like,
This
I think
this
we need
looks
a little
like they're
bit
using
more.
their own
Yeah,
from
I
that
think we
from
need a
that
little
error
bit
code.
more information on how exactly they are running this.
Okay.
They're
Um, I can take an action since the person seems to be a Spanish speaker. I can follow up in Spanish and try to see
Okay.
what their user situation is, what's going on there. So I can take a note on that one. I have it on my side. I'll follow up
Okay.
just to get more info. So just make sure I have it right. We want to make sure, are they running their own Docker, rolling their own Docker file? Anything else that we need to know, or things that would be helpful to know there?
Mostly, yeah. Like, are they running their own Docker file? Trying to think. Is that it?
and then the
Can they
version of
share it?
Go that's in that
Mm.
in that
Yeah, and then yeah. Okay,
image.
so then, are they running their own? And if they are, like, what version of Go are they using inside of it? Um, and then maybe let them know too that we have a quote unquote experimental. I don't know if we would want to call it experimental, but we just don't really use it, so we can't like do we support our Go Docker file at the moment? Like
Great
Nick,
question.
like what would you say is the status of our Docker file? Do you think it is in a point where we can support it and say, hey, we have this, it works? Because it seems like it works fine, but we haven't
Yeah, I haven't had
really
any issues with
done
it.
too much with it.
Yeah, I guess I've kind of been putting it off until we get the Imgur stuff figured out, and then that's when I
Yeah.
figured we'd go big on the Fedora deployments, and we'd really need a container image for our use
Yeah.
case.
So so I would say, like, are they running their own? Are they packaging our project in their own Docker image? If so, what version are they using? And then also let them know that we do have our own. Like, if you feel that we can also include that, we also have our own uh, Docker image that they can try to work with as well.
We also have just a binary that they can run in a container if they wanted to, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but
Pull that
I
from
yeah,
upstream.
I don't want
That's
to
what I
like
was going to
overload them
suggest to
with
him.
like 20 different ways to like run it. But
I
So
mean,
I have some notes down. I'll follow up and ask in
okay, cool.
Spanish for all that info.
Yeah.
I think having a container and having a binary are pretty standard, like those two options.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I will go ahead and assign that to you, Justin, then, that issue, just for the follow-up and stuff.
Cool. That
Um
works.
so throw that in there, the development. Um Ooh, someone is asking for help now in our group. Alright, so I added that to the board. So Okay, so that I just wanted to quickly cover that since that was opened pretty recently here. Actually, let me quickly look and see. Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, so what we had to update was our current sprint, which was to show messages when we are officially authenticated with the NixServe, to allow more variables to be configured for the IRC connection. Um, and then if we got to it, we don't have it assigned to anyone. Was to determine how to display the TeleIRC version flag in the best way. So on my end, this was the 2 weeks of school where everyone throws things at you. So I have not had the luxury to do anything with TeleIRC specifically this 2 weeks. So sadly, I did not get to my issue. And then I think Nick also said that he hasn't really done much either. So, and I don't think you've done much either.
No, yeah, this last week was a slammer.
We're really great at this, aren't we?
It takes some time to get into that. That's why
Yeah.
I'm still keen on trying to work on it today, because I know once I get in the habit of, because this is actually going to be my first time writing, like really writing Go code, so it's
Yeah.
like it's a bigger challenge for me with that. But I know once I do it, it gets easier once you start doing it, right? So I'm still keen on doing it, trying to work on it today, but
Okay.
I'm probably going to just take it to the next sprint, just
Yeah.
because I don't know how I'm still figuring out my next couple weeks.
Sure. My for May, my schedule going forward, I have my biggest thing due tonight, and then theoretically, I should be able to work around other things and should be able to spend a little bit more time on TeleIRC going forward here. Um, so I should be able to uh, fit in my issues with as we go forward. So with that being said, do we want to do a hold and extend this sprint to another week, or do we want to kind of start a new sprint and do 2 weeks? Because I believe we're at the end of our sprint. So
Right.
so do we think that we can get the issues that we have done done by next Sunday, or do we want to just do
Let
another
me
2 week
ask:
cycle?
Is Nick? Do you have anything in particular you were keen on? I just noticed there wasn't anything you were assigned, so I wasn't sure if that was intentional because of low bandwidth, or if you're ready to take something else on.
No, I can definitely take something on. It's I was working on the issue with the NixServe stuff, but then that ended up not really resulting in anything. You need to investigate it further, so I didn't have anything after that.
Oh, I was going to test something, wasn't I?
I think you were gonna test more about like your VPN
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. This is for 331, I think, which is, yeah, tagged with needs testing, and I'm assigned to it. Okay. I have that issue open. I'll follow up in that one and the recent one, installing version and Go. I have those two follow ups on my side.
Okay, cool. So Nick, do you want me to actually just assign the determine how best to display the TeleIRC version flag to you?
Yeah, I could probably do
It's
that one.
probably a super quick issue, like just a research issue of like, is what we're doing the best way to do this, or should we do anything differently? Um, so I'm just going to
Bonus points that
assign.
we can use Git tags, but not required.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna add a research flag to that as well, so we don't have immediate things to do for that. Cool. So just assign that to you. So I am okay to push this off the sprint to another week. Do you guys think that these tests can get done by our meeting next Sunday, or do we want to do another 2 week sprint?
Normally, I would say the 2 week sprint, but this time I feel like it might help to put some. Now that I had my holiday that week before, which kind of threw me out of the loop. But I feel like now I can do this in this next week. So normally, I think I'd be okay with just doing a 1 week extension. I don't
Yeah,
know how
'cause
Nick feels.
Yeah,
No, you
I'm
go.
probably fine with that. I don't think this
we
test is gonna
don't
take a long
actually
time.
have a whole, like, none of these issues are very
Huge.
big at all. So I'm comfortable in saying that I can get my issue done by next Sunday.
Me too.
If you guys are as well, I think we can just make this a 3 week sprint, and that way we can just be done with our stuff then. Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Listen,
So
I wanted to ask you something about this versioning stuff. There's a super hacky way I think I know how to do this, specifically using git tags too, but it relies heavily on our restraint in using git tags. Are we only going to use them for version releases?
pretty much that
As
is
compared
how
to
we use
what?
them.
I mean, you can tag anything on Git. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we weren't going to use it for tagging. Like, I don't know what else we would tag, but
Yeah. I'm pretty keen on using semantic versioning. That's just what I like to use. So I have no secret plans to change that anytime soon. So I'm happy to stick with the major minor bug fix release.
okay. If we only use git tags for that, then I think we can just like write a build script for the for Go, like with that hacky thing I was talking about last week, and we can basically inject the version into the like binary at build time, and
We could like sorry. Do you think we
oh
could
no, go ahead.
potentially like write a script like in Go to run and get the latest git tag?
Well, we don't even really
Or
need Go for that because
oh
this is
yeah, we
what I
could.
was going to propose.
That's true. You could literally just be a bash script too, or something.
The command I sent in the chat will just give you the last git tag, and that's why I was saying as long as we only use it for versioning, then theoretically the latest version
Oh yeah.
should always be the latest tag.
I
So
wonder.
we can just-
Yeah,
What? So
that's
it
fine
could
to me.
be like um, and then we could do like that, and then we could just pull the version into it or something.
Well, we could do that, or we could use the method that I was talking about last week, where you literally just like inject any arbitrary string into a variable at build time. So you just have like a build script, and then you would
Or what
run the
if
build script.
we did that? Wait, didn't that way require some other external libraries or something?
No, you just need to have a script that you can't build the file by just doing go build. That's the caveat there. I mean, you can, but then the version won't be right. The alternative is, yeah, I did say we could just have a version .txt or whatever in the base of the repo, but then that also relies on us updating it. So
Well, like it would get so. Yeah, I don't know. Like it would get updated when. Hold on. He just sent in an update in here.
yeah, that Justin sent what I sent last week.
to me, I would actually, because the release process right now is me running go build anyways. I would be fine. I would be perfectly fine with having like a release generator script that would throw that environment in at build time. So presumably the workflow would be code is done, cut git tag release, push to GitHub, and then build the binary with the release script, which would have the correct environment variable injected with the version number.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that makes sense to me. Like what is in that article makes sense to me.
What I would actually like to get around to doing eventually is, I don't know if this is possible with GitHub and their CI/CD setup, but I would like us to just be able to say like, okay, we're making a release, and then it use the builder that we have, and then do all that stuff for us. I don't know if you can do that with GitHub because I haven't played around with their CI too much.
We probably can,
but that'd be
I don't
awesome.
see why we couldn't. I think that could be a thing that we could do. So what we can do is that is a research issue that we currently have. So continue to look into that and maybe just look into like the few different ways that we can potentially do this, and then like the deliverable would be a write-up as a comment in that issue, and then next week we can discuss any actions that we want to do with that issue.
I feel like it's pretty straightforward, though, since I know this is what Nick would be working on in the next week. Maybe there's a short-term and a long-term piece. Like, I think the short-term one would be, like, literally just a bash script to cut the binary. And I would be okay with that because it's better than what I'm doing manually right now. So it would still have a use. Long-term, I actually really would like to explore some of the CI stuff, especially with the GitHub packages, because that's kind of newish. Not really, but kind of. I haven't had a chance to play with it either, but this would be a really good excuse for me to do that. And it would be kind of fun for me. So I think the short term for this next week would be like, I think it would be really cool to get like just the whether bash script, like I don't know what you'd use, but just getting a release script that will do that. So we can start using it for building the binaries, and it solves the short term issue. Long term, we can look at some cool CI stuff to automate the full everything.
I didn't see this packages thing before. This is really cool. So you could like cut a release and then have a container image, or like, sorry, not a container image, like a Docker image get pushed up or something like that.
Something like that. I see it a lot for NPM packages. That's where I really see it, and Python packages actually. But I don't know. I don't know how you use it with Go, but it could be fun. Could be interesting experiment. I don't know. So
yeah,
that can be the long term. That can be the research piece. To be how would we integrate that with our CI pipeline to do the whole release? But I would be really happy just short term. Do a bash script, inject the version, to get tag variable at build time, and compile it into the binary. I think that would be sweet.
Sure. We can do that then.
Cool, but is there anything else that's worth covering? I know we kind of had a slim agenda for today since we didn't have a lot to talk about, but is there anything else that's worth covering, or do we want to wrap up early today?
I think that was about it. I just really wanted to talk about that new issue that we got, and then, and then just see if we wanted to extend the sprint, which we are, and things of that nature. So I think we've covered everything.
Cool. All right. So on my side, my actions, I'll reply to issue 351 about the install issue. I'll follow up on testing the NixServe issues with my VPN in 331, and I will work on the IRC server connection variables. So that's what's on my list for the next week.
Alrighty, I'm just going to be looking at the authentication for NixServe, and just if it is authenticated, then it'll just say that in the log chat when you start it up.
Super.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for coming today, and I'll see you all next week.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, y'all.
Yeah, you too.